Hey everyone, Phoneybeetlemaniacxs here, and I'll be once again. This is going to be a video response to Suicide for Celluloid. He wants to start off with a discussion about reasonable faith or faith in general. Um, Now, I agree with him in part in that I do think that people have tried to make faith a dirty word, and I don't think it is. Again, I don't mind admitting that I have faith. There's nothing wrong with having faith. I have a living faith, in that my faith exists through me when I do the things I'm called to do by Jesus Christ. That is my living faith. There's nothing wrong with having faith because again, I have the example set by Jesus Christ, and that His morals are good ones. That those moral precepts could be set by the devil for all I know. Again, I have to have faith that He is a good moral path to go to behind, and that my reason and everything that I know about morality and everything know about science are pointing me in the right direction towards God and Jesus Christ's moral lessons here on earth. Now you did say stuff that I did find quite interesting, which was that you said that you can't be reasoned out of it. Well, that's not true. If you could show somebody that the moral teachings they follow are wrong, I mean, I've never been shown that so far. I mean, all the book people say are the moral teachings that I should follow. I don't really see it, but hey, that's just me. I don't mean of Jesus Christ. I don't mean of the Old Testament because that's a Jewish thing, and I'm not Jewish. Now, you did use something which I did find interesting, which was the idea of Abraham. Which, if you go to what the Jewish scholars say, they say that was a comment by the Jews and God on the cultures which were surrounding the Jews at the time, which were of human sacrifice, and they didn't stop anything. There was actual human sacrifices and animal sacrifices and children sacrifices going on around that time, and it was basically a social comment on that. So has nothing really to do with faith. The fact that Abram was going to do it was and God stopped him was actually a big comment on the cultures at the time. If you really want the ideas of faith, look at Job or look at, for example, Moses running through the desert. Those are ideas of faith and how it works and how one could lose faith in extreme situations. If you want to look at the Old Testament, for example, for ideas of faith. Now, the idea that you said that reasonable faith is not faith at all, well, I find that to be unreasonable in itself because, again, there's nothing wrong with having faith. Even if you have faith in your loved ones, if you have faith in your wife, if you have faith in your children, if you have faith in your capacity to do things, you still have a modicum of faith. The difference between that faith and the living faith of Jesus Christ is that there are things that you can detect about the living faith of Jesus Christ, and that's through the actions of people who call themselves Christians, and how they choose to act and how they choose to represent themselves while living in that living faith. Now, there are people out there who declare themselves the labels of Christians, and this is not going to be no true Scotsman, this is just a fact, who decide to act a certain way because they think that now they've been saying they get basically a get out of jail free card, and it doesn't work that way. The living faith of Jesus Christ means that you have to abide by certain moral subsets and certain moral rules, and acting like a complete and total moral authority while being a hypocrite about it isn't certainly not one of them. So that is what the faith is. It helps you to invest yourself and become the living embodiment of Jesus Christ if you have that faith. If you have that faith, it is a transformative thing. It transforms you into the human being you were to a better one. And not only that, but faith in God itself is not necessarily based upon nothing. You can go, well, I'm proved that those reasons are wrong. Like, for example, I believe my faith in God is based upon science and the morals of Jesus Christ. Now, someone could say to me, well, if you look at this, you look at that, you'll see that Jesus' morals are, the evidence of God doesn't really stack up if you look for that. Now, I've never been persuaded of that, but I'm open to be so. Because, again, I consider myself to be a reasonable person. But, however, somebody hasn't made a compelling case for me yet. And don't give me this whole negative claim bullshit, because it doesn't wash with me. However, I do think that what you said was quite interesting, and I think it's something that people should explore more. Again, there's nothing wrong with having faith, and I think it's important to, if you have the living faith of Jesus Christ, to act a certain way. And I think that you'll see a lot of Christians not doing that, especially on YouTube. But that's just my opinion. And we're just before BB actually, for dreams, make them true, out.